Hi, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing all right. I'm appreciating warmer weather, though there is some rain, but we can put up with it if it's warmer. Hopefully y'all are too. Hopefully you're having nice weather your way. You're able to get outside and enjoy it if it's not rainy like it gets here frequently enough this time of year. But it is what it is. We're good. Anyhow, today we are making our dessert of the week. We are making chocolate French silk pie. Let's get to it. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy. Alright, so we've got 3 cups of flour in this. We're adding a teaspoon of salt. So we're going to make our own homemade pie crust with this because why not? Honestly, at that point, just do it. And I'm going to do my hands because it's what I'm going to need to do to cut in the butter and the shortening here in a second. Because I've done this before and I know I just wound up using my hands because it was just easier. Alright, so we have a stick and a half or 3/4 cups of butter that I've kind of chopped up into their tablespoon sizes that I've let get to room temperature. Let them sit out about an hour, which makes them easier. And we've got 3/4 cup shortening. If you saw, this is the same pie crust we used to make our pecan pie back in November. It was forever ago, it feels like. But yes, we did. It was a really good pie crust. I also used it for one of the pecan pies for Thanksgiving, the recipe that was only supposed to make 2 and made 3.5. Made so many. So many. We lived and we learned on that one. Because we had to share because it was way too much pie for just me and the hubs. All right. So we're just going to start with this, just doing them all together, getting them mixed. It's a messy process, but it makes such a delicious pie crust. But what are you guys up to? What fun spring things are happening in your area? Flowers blooming? Maybe fun little day trips to something outdoors that's nice to do. Get yourself outside. It's kind of what we do. We are lucky to have so many green spaces in our city that we can go enjoy as long as the weather's nice enough. So hopefully you do too. Or if you're in my area, hopefully you take advantage the same way I do. And the hubs. Alright. See, it's coming together. And remember, this makes enough dough where you either have a bottom and a top, or you've got enough to make 2 kind of pie bottoms. We don't need a bottom and a top, so I'll put half of it. When it's done, I'll wrap it and put it in the freezer. Save the other half, obviously, for what we're doing today. But you just know that means we've got another pie recipe a-coming, if that's what we're doing. Maybe look at fun fruit pie or something. It's that time of year. Of course, some fruit pies you do in graham cracker crust, so that wouldn't work. So I need to get one where you'd expect it to be in this kind of pie crust. Y'all are like, it's cool, Kate. We'll just watch whatever. Maybe you'll make some. Especially if you know there'll be another recipe coming to use the other half of the pie crust. Always a good thing. gonna pause y'all and get the other stuff. All right, now we're adding 3 tablespoons of cold water, and I just put water in a cup and put it in the fridge. Doing a tablespoon of white vinegar. And then 1 egg. All right, I've already been doing it all by hand, so we're just gonna finish it out. I might just use one hand though, the other one a bit clean, since there's egg in this now. All right. All right, so I'm going to put half of it, line it and freeze it, and the other half I'm going to put in the fridge between half an hour and an hour, and we will check back then. All right, so let it chill probably about 45 minutes. And now, just like we did the last time with it, we've greased the pie dish. We're spreading it out, and since we cook this without anything in it, I've already preheated the oven to 375. So just doing that, just getting it all around. Kind of taking our time with it so we're not separating it out, creating gaps, or getting it uneven in thickness. Don't want that. So, yep, just getting that up. Right. I'm going to put some foil in there. I'm going to put some spoons down just to make sure it doesn't slop over or anything. All right, and I've got more foil, but this might actually be just the right amount. Yep. You're just supposed to kind of like that, so it stays. We're going to put it in the oven for between 10 to 15 minutes until it's nicely browned. So I'll be checking on it, and I'll let you know when we take it out how long it took. So we'll check back then. I'm going to take it out and let it cool for a bit, and then we'll make the filling that'll set in the fridge. So we'll check back. All right. Now we're moving on to our filling for our chocolate French silk pie. Got a cup of sugar, and then 3 eggs that we're going to heat up in our little saucepan. And I'll be honest, I did 50% more on the ingredients just because I think I did more pie crust than what they anticipated. Slightly larger pie dish, more pie crust than what the recipe I'm using indicated. So I was like, well, I'm going to increase it, so I might wind up with a little bit more due to that. And if that's the case, just put it in its own little thing. All right. Stirring and getting this heated up. Making sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. We want it to be nice and smooth. Just don't want to cook the eggs as eggs. I want them to get fully emulsified, so we're kind of on like a medium-low heat as opposed to a medium or medium-high heat in order to help that happen. I feel like there's certain whites not quite doing what I would think they should do, but hopefully they'll get nicely in there. Well, I guess I should have used my larger saucepan, just thought there wasn't too much. Wasn't as big a need to get it out. But that'll show me, huh? Hope we live and we learn. And we get to clean more. Irony not lost on me. Alright, so we'll check back when this is a little more towards where we need it. Okay, so to help top our chocolate French silk pie, it recommends with whipped cream, which I'm just going to spray out of the can because there wasn't much left in the heavy cream, and we still had plenty left in our can, so that was going to be fine. But it was also like, oh, chocolate curls, and I was like, well, I've got some leftover chocolate from the chocolate bar that I didn't have to melt, so I'll just do that. They recommend just a little bit of shortening, so I have about a little over a half teaspoon, maybe 3/4 teaspoon, with about 3/4 of an ounce of chocolate left. So I'm going to microwave it, and they said their proportions were much larger to spread on a whole cookie sheet, and I thought, well, with everything else they're saying, that's going to wind up being way too thin, so I'm going to put it on a plate. We're going to hope it works, and if it doesn't, oh well. I'm going to come back after I've melted it. Alright, so I've got it melted. I'm stirring to get the rest of it to melt. Just keep melting things in little glasses today. Alright. I'll be honest, I was like, oh, I should look up how to do chocolate curls while the pie is chilling in the fridge, because I thought I could just, I don't even know what I thought I was going to do, but it was not this, but I was glad I looked it up in advance. I don't know that it'll work, but at least I'll have tried it. Just here. Just doing that, and then we're going to put it in the freezer. That's what really varied in everything I looked up. It could be anywhere from, and this is a much smaller amount, but they were like anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour. So we're going to start at 5 minutes and see how it's doing, and just kind of keep checking like that. Okay. All right. So we're going to see if it's hard enough to scrape and do curls. Oh, I think it is, y'all. Oh, that's cool. So it said to use a sharp knife, so I am. So, but see? Very tiny, but they work. And I'm okay with that. Don't need massive curls. I have my own. Thank you very much. All on the top of my head. Alright. Well, I will finish doing these so I'm able to decorate the slice of cake pie. Whew, do I know what I'm making? That should be ready in about, finished fully setting and cooling in the fridge, about 10-15 minutes. So yay! Check back then. Alright. It's come out, it's set really well. The cover, I thought I'd popped it up some and then it went in the fridge so it touched the top some. But that's okay. We're gonna dive right in. Yes, I'm using a very sharp knife because that's a thick crust. Whoop. I think I need a fork. Hang on. There we go. All right, set this over just for presentation's sake. Like I said, I recommend just a bit of whipped cream. And then we got all our lovely chocolate curls. So just sprinkle a few on as they were. Bon appetit. Catch you later.